listen, understand something. We as Muslims realize this world is not the end game. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tests them, they go through a difficult test, but the result of that test is that, subhanallah, for our own experience, there are significantly more people today that are aware of the situation of Gaza prior to October. They're aware of the zulm that they've been doing. It's not like this is new. This is years they've been crying and saying, listen, they're oppressing us. The amount of people that know about it today, the amount of people that have compassion and empathy for the Muslims today, despite the fact we are here and they are there, they still have this empathy for us because, they're Muslims. Would that have happened if this didn't happen? So the person says, no, this doesn't matter. I said, subhanAllah, I ended. I said, listen, you have to understand something. If you think this world is the end of it all, then to you, the suffering doesn't make sense. I said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent so many anbiya. Musa alayhi salam, he had to run away, as we know, as a criminal. He had to run away as the most wanted man. But then Allah, over time, flipped his scenario. He sent him back into the fire, and then Allah saved the nation. There are so many stories that we read from the Anbiya alayhimus salam. Allah doesn't call it all cherry and roses. Allah shows us difficulty. Inna ma'al usri yusra. First is usr, then yusra. So I said, you see all these incidents in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes sometimes it's Anbiya or Mu'mineen go through a level of test that ultimately benefits even another Muslims in another location. But it benefits the Muslims. He still was like, no, this doesn't make sense. I said, listen, if you think that this is the end of the world, that this is it, there's nothing beyond this, then this is your understanding. You think no form of suffering has any value. I usually give two examples of this. One example, I'll just say one for brevity. Listen, if somebody is going through knee pain or some sort of pain that requires surgery, the person has to go through more pain to get to a better result. What do I mean? He has to get surgery. Once you get surgery, what do they say? It could be a 6 months, 1 year recovery. And in that 6 months to 1 year, you couldn't even do what you were able to do when you were in pain because before the surgery. See, you have to go through taklif and pain, but then what happens after that 6 to 1 year? All that pain you dealt with before, you don't feel it anymore. Your ability to walk becomes easy. All that stuff you had to go. These are just simple examples just for our mind to kind of fathom the idea that you can go through pain and then after pain there is some gain.